Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me. If you are here today, it's summer. And you know what? We tend to do different things in the summer. We're outside, we tend to be doing different activities. Maybe we're working or straining new muscle groups. And, I must have had several of my clients contact me over the weekend with the same kind of theme of, I just haven't been shaking as much, or I just haven't been working out as much. And you don't have to confess to me. I understand in the summer we're busy. What I would suggest is if you're doing other things, you're getting back into the garden, you're golfing, you're water skiing, you're mountain climbing, whatever your summer activities are, the time that you do have around your machine can be very condensed. It can be specific to address what you're doing. Maybe if you got a bad back, you could just give your back some attention in the morning before you head out or at the end of the day. If you do want to work out, for those of you that are inactive during your day, and you still want to get a workout in, but you want to get out and enjoy the nice weather while you have it. Today I'm going to go over, it's kind of a HIIT style, just a little workout, head to toe. For those of you that don't have a specific routine or the routine has gone out the window, sometimes keeping it short and sweet is the best way to keep the benefits and all that work you've done over the winter intact. But you're also going to find it's going to give you benefits to your outdoor activities, more energy, less aches and pains when you do wind down the end of your day. And it's summer clearance right now as well. So if you're joining me today, I would like you to tell me where you're from. Maybe share what some of your summer activities are. And if there's, things that you find you're not fitting in because of those activities, maybe I've got a few ideas that I can share with you today. And then there's a whole bunch of things, like I say, on for the summer clearance sale. Lifepro has up to 50% off a number of their pretty popular items. And there's too many to go over all of them. But I will have Lauren drop a few links later on. I'm going to feature a few of my favorites that happen to be on sale. So there's a few things I recommend within my groups all the time. And if you can get them, 30, 40, 50% off, today is the day. So I'd like to switch gears to the workout. I have Denise. Hello from Nebraska. So when I talk about indoor and outdoor activities, sometimes you have nice weather year round. Some of us, and definitely those of you in Nebraska, very much like me here in Canada, I'm outside all day, all evening. We have very long nights. Like right now, the sun doesn't even go down before about 10:30 right now. So it's like our longest couple of days here as the solstice comes up. But I'm not in here as diligently doing my workouts. And I have noticed some of my own, just my aches and pains, my sciatic, that I get a little bit of numbness sometimes in my hands and my feet. Hello from New Jersey, Lanoka Harbor. I hope I said that. Sounds like somewhere I want to go boating or something. So today is all about, you still want to get a whole workout done. You lack time. You literally, if you kill yourself, and what I mean by killing yourself, if you could take the exercises that you normally do on the floor or you've been doing on your vibration plate and make them more intense or more challenging, you will possibly fatigue faster, and you're going to start seeing some better results. So I like to get it over and done with. If I'm going to do a 10-minute, 15-minute session on a machine, I'm massaging, I'm stretching. When it comes to the work, I am literally done head to toe. You can pick 3 good exercises. We're going to go over about 4 and a short warm up today that you can carry throughout the year. And this is just a style of training to get it done quick. If you're looking at adding some cardio or some other things, there are ways that you can evolve some of these exercises or do this in complement to maybe some of your other cardio activities. So we're going to move over to the machine. For those of you that have poor mobility or you're starting to, not have the best mobility, you can always use your vibration plate with a chair or a bar height stool. You want something that's going to get your legs up a little bit higher so you're seated at a good 90-degree angle. We are not doing that kind of workout today, but I do encourage, if you fatigue quickly, maybe you're dealing with heart issues, there's a bazillion conditions out there that present in the form of fatigue and weakness. So if you're one of those people, but you're trying to get fit and you find all of a sudden when you're pushing yourself, you fatigue, it's not a bad idea to have that stool ready, even though you may not be using it throughout the course of your entire session. I'm going to tuck it out of the way for now because I'm going to need some floor space. But as I said, if you do fatigue easily, have your stool ready, or perhaps add some breaks between the exercises I'm going to be pointing out today. I always like to answer lots of questions. Hello, you're new to the Bunberg Plate. I'm going to get to some questions here after. Hopefully, I'll give you some answers. And I always go over a few general starting points, even though many of you have heard me ramble at nausea in past sessions. I want to encourage you. All of my workouts I always do in oscillating, the teeter-totter mode. That is the most natural movement of how our body walks across the floor. It is the foundational, if you look at the research, 90% of it out there is that style of movement. If you are dealing with a Rumblex model or a combo model like a turbo or a Hovert, other movements have really been driven by you, the consumer, what feels good, what I like, and they are gravy if you have them. But as a coach of 15 years, I'm here to try and educate in a fashion that everyone with a machine can partake in these sessions. So most of you, if you're dealing with Lifepro, and that's why you're here today, all of their plates have oscillating, so I always do my sessions in oscillating. The other reason is there's a different adjustment. So when you're on your plate, for today's session, I want you in your mid speeds. So I want you, 30 to 40, 50 to 60. There's two adjustments you make when you're on a plate. We're simply going to step up on this. I want your feet no more than hip width apart. I'm just going to bring my camera up for this bit a little more. There. Okay. So hip width apart. Knees are always undone, not locked. The taller you stand, the more you're just driving the movement up to your head. So keep those knees slightly bent. If you find this is too aggressive, a mid to higher speed will be smoother, less choppy. When you start slow on a plate, what that really means is don't be too aggressive, be conservative. It doesn't mean a slow speed. Slow can be choppy. Your body's got more time to react. So I generally, there is no black and white. This is just my style. I deal with a lot of chronic issues. So I want the feet about hip width apart, the knees are slightly bent, and I'm at about the 40 range right now as a speed. So we're feeling it primarily no more than the collarbone if the knees are bent enough. And just to warm you up, because we're going to get into some squats to burn some calories, our first exercise is just a pelvic tilt. So we're tilting the bum forward and we're tilting it backwards. And this is going to loosen up the core. It's going to improve your range of motion. If it's later in your day, you may notice that tension or some fatigue in the low back. We just want to alleviate that. You could do little circles. There's a million ways to warm up. Depending on you, your time, and how this feels, 30 seconds to a minute is more than sufficient of a warm-up. The first exercise I want to get into, just to get the heart rate going ever so slightly, is a little bit of a step up. So we're going to step, if range of motion allows and you're not fearful of falling off your machine, stepping backwards and stepping up. Okay? Whatever pace is comfortable for you. What I don't want you doing is jumping up and down on your equipment. It's not an aerobic step. Most of you dealing with joint pain or hypermobility, we wouldn't want that anyways. So we're just slowly stepping up and down. If you want more cardio effect, if you feel stable, this is comfortable, pick it up a bit. The best thing that you can do is pick some good tunes and play them. And sometimes when you're listening to music, you don't really notice the pain as much if you got something to distract you. So try to get this so you're feeling a bit of an elevation at the 1 minute mark. If you'd like to extend this and go a little bit longer, add some weights if you've got some of the power flows. Anything that you can do to make this position more challenging for you personally and your level of conditioning. I want you fatigued and you're ready to try something else within about a minute. The next one that we're going to move on to is some dynamic squats with a pelvic tilt. So if we're looking to lose weight, if we're looking to burn calories, you don't get to decide where you put it and where it removes. Your body does. And the best way to burn calories and fat is to fire up those big muscle groups, the quads and the glutes. That's why you always see us trainers talking about leg exercises. So a good squat, we're going to start again with those feet hip width apart. That pelvic tilt we were warming up with, we're going to finish like this. So the tilt is forward. And we're, instead of just going backwards, we're going to come down into a squat. And we're going to look like this. We're going to go 1, slowly up, clench those butt cheeks, down, slowly up. You put your hands on your hips. You can put them out in front of you. You can hold some weights to fatigue faster. Really, again, you've got to gauge where your level of conditioning is. Tilt up. This is going to improve not only the calorie burn, but it's going to improve the strength and the tone of the leg muscles and the core with just adding that little curl at the end. You're going to start feeling that in the abs and the low back as well. For this one, again, I'd like you to shoot for the 1 minute mark. If you're finding you're not huffing and puffing, you're not tired yet, pick up your power flows, pick up something, your child, your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old. Adding mass to your frame is a really good way to push the body to fatigue faster. So now we're going to get into more of a total body exercise, especially for my ladies. If you're looking to lose weight, but you still want to sort of tone head to toe and get stronger, leave your upper body exercises until later. Kill your legs first. We're stronger in the legs. And by the time you get to some of the plank work that we're going to be doing next, it's kind of an even fatigue. The arms are just getting started, whereas the legs have had a little bit of action already. So what we're going to do for this one, so make sure you can see me. Depending on your range of motion, if you are not able to do a push-up on your toes, on the floor, this is probably not the best place to start. A vibration machine will make any floor exercise more challenging and offer you more benefit in less time. There's a whole bunch of little micro movements engaging your muscles. So if you're not doing these type of exercises on the floor, they will make them more challenging because you're also being destabilized. So what I'd like you to do, if you're able, this is a really good cardio, plank, push-up, kind of everything. Upper body, I want your shoulders above your hands, not your head. It reduces the amount of head vibration. And all we're going to do is we're going to have a slight bend in the elbows. I want you walking up, depending on how flexible you are. Okay? I'm too close to the wall. There. Oh, I unplugged the machine. How unprofessional. There. I have to restart. And I'm just doing this at the same speed range. So if you, mid-range, I'm at about 40. Okay, again, we're going to put the shoulders above the hands. There, that's better. And we're going to walk up. If you can stay on your toes, you'll feel it pulls into more of a shoulder press. Down, up. Depending on your range of motion, your current training, what your conditioning is, this just gives you a little bit of movement. Okay? If you're finding this is too hard, you have shoulder issues, but you want to work towards this type of an exercise, start on your knees. Okay? And just hold static positions and get used to where you feel the head buzz. And make sure that those shoulders are comfortably positioned above the hands. For those of you with more game, I would love you to do this for about the 1 minute range. Same thing. And you'll find if you had done this exercise first, your legs wouldn't be very tired, but your arms would be dying. Do those leg exercises first to get the calorie burn up, and you'll find the fatigue setting in a little bit more equally. So we had a warm up. We did some step ups. We did some squats with pelvic tilts. We did a walk. If you are wanting to do these type of exercises, but they're just too hard, or you're not doing planks now on the floor, practice a few on the floor. Take the body weight out of it by starting on the knees and just get used to how it feels. This is fatiguing as well, but you're not going to get it done as quick as the step-ups we did today. So the very last one I want to show you is a little more glutes and low back. We're going to do a bridge. I don't do this one all the time, but I do find probably every other workout I do get fatigue and a little bit of sciatic, and I find this is just a really good way to stretch. If you do have a bad back, you may find planks or push-ups, if you're not strong enough in the core, isn't the best exercise, and you may want to try a reverse plank, something that's like this. For our bridge, what we're going to do today is those feet are about hip width apart. We're going to be laying down, arms are on the ground, and we're just going to lift. Hold, for 3 to 5 seconds. Come back down. Don't take too big of a break. If you want more challenge, if you find this is easy, you could do it all day long. Bring your feet closer to the center and try going on a single leg. So single leg, it's like your knees are like tied together with one of your bands that you got with the machine. Try one of your mini bands, but you're just holding the knees together. And one leg is holding the weight of the glutes and the lower body up for you. Okay? You could do this stationary and just dip. There's a million progressions you can do on this. You've got to experiment with what's comfortable and is challenging you. If you're not feeling, challenged about 10 seconds into an exercise, you may want to make it more challenging. Add some intensity by adding some weights, making the position itself more technically difficult. So those totally would be about 5 minutes total. If you're finding at the end of this, you're not quite fatigued, you'd like to go a little further, you could do, ideally, these are, I like to do my little short sessions as circuits. So if you did want to do, another round of squats, or you want to do another round of push-ups, or if there was an area that maybe, you're just targeting a little bit further, you're not going to be overdoing it. You're 5 to 6 minutes on your machine. You could do 2 to 3 reps as opposed to longer durations. If you're dealing with hypermobility, joint pain, arthritic knees and things like that, swelling, inflammation of any kind where the joints will sometimes fatigue quicker, the more you can make your exercises challenging to fatigue you faster and get those muscles to quit, the less time and impact you're going to have on the joints as well. So sometimes you think if you do have bad knees or, adding some weights to your workout, why would we possibly do that? It's just reducing the amount of time that you're spending exercising and forcing the muscles to fatigue faster versus just going longer and longer. So you could do this in the morning to give you that energy boost. If you are dealing, like I say, with fatigue issues, cardiac issues, anything that presents in the form of fatigue, maybe having it, or if activity fatigues you, short exercises are really an ideal way to not only boost your energy levels throughout the day, but to get the exercise effects that you're looking for without depleting the energy that you do have. So I hope that little burst was helpful today. Sometimes I ramble a little bit too long, but ideally for me, if fitness goals are really what you're going for, get in, get her done, make it challenging, and progress by making your exercises more challenging or increasingly difficult, or adding weight versus going longer and longer. If you've got the time and you like the longer durations, that's completely awesome. It really depends on your time, your calendar, and perhaps if you're training for something specific sport-wise, there may be endurance goals and stamina and things like that. So this is to maintain all that work that you've done over the winter to fit into your day when you think you don't have time. And sometimes it's just a single exercise. Your areas of weakness, the areas you've got to maintain. So make sure that you're making time for those. But if things like weight loss and strength are the goals, and you want to be consistent with that, even just a couple of squats before you head out the door, after lunch, whenever you need an energy boost, mental clarity, a boost in circulation or lymph, you can just stand there, but you can also do a squat, or you can also do a couple of step ups. And that's another way of making more value out of your time. So I'm going to start getting into some of my recommendations, and I want to double back here and see who has visited me today. Louise, I didn't see you earlier. I'll admit it. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read your name. I am new to the Rumble X Pro Vibration Plate. I am looking for ways to help heal my body without overdoing it. I deal with some health issues from mold and Lyme. So the fatigue thing probably resonated with you today. Regardless of the label that is upon you as far as a diagnosis or what you may be treated with, the greatest thing about a vibration plate is it allows many of you that are below baseline for whatever reason to participate in very basic functional exercises and activities without it being this challenging, impossible thing. If you're dealing with Lyme and mold. There's probably a detox element as well, just even using the machine seated with your feet on the machine, just to sort of get used to it. I'm not sure how weak or depleted. Sometimes when you're dealing with Lyme disease, it can really, really deplete you. And one of the big things you want to pay attention to is detoxification. But when we detox, we can also take a little bit of the good with the bad. So be prepared for those lows in energy and, dead sleeps, hopefully. But, even just getting used to how the machine feels, a couple minutes here and there, to treat the energy and then boost it, but is also going to help further detox, lymphatic, anything immune, those type of things. And just build from there. If you've gone through this and you've actually gotten to a diagnosis with Lyme, I'm going to assume, Louise, you've probably been dealing with this for a long time, whether you knew what you had or not. I have some clients that have been dealing with Lyme's and other things for 10, 15 years before they even got a diagnosis. So sometimes you can't wait until you've got that label. Pay attention to symptoms. That's what I talk about all my sessions, because how I resolve them on the machine is generally the same. It's more based on where you're at physically and what you're able to do. So I hope that helps. And there's a ton of videos, Louise. If you're not a member of the other group, there's 2 Lifepro groups on Facebook. So there's the main Lifepro page. That may be where you're watching me today. But there's also the VIP group where there's all kinds of resources for getting started. In your machine, there would have been a little, how do I get started? Follow it. Learn the basics of, where you put the feet, what the speeds are about. And sometimes it's not a black and white thing. Sometimes it's just what feels good to you. Listen to your body. It's talking to you always. I thank you, whoever is here from Lanoka Harbor, and Denise. Who else have I got here? Thank you. Laura has kindly dropped a few of the things I kind of want to mention today. As I said, there's a summer clearance deal. I always look on site and see if there's anything going on before I get on the session. So there's like up to 50% off on a few things. A few of my things that I'm always recommending to my group that is on sale today, I think this one's like 33% off, is the Legra hand massager. If you are dealing with chronic issues, especially related to the hand, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of exercises. Hand exercises are boring and so is stretching. I love this because when I do finally sit down, I'm committed, but it's not like I can't get up and do other things. And I do about 10, 15 minutes on each hand. And sometimes if I've been doing a little too much writing or clicking, it's nice just to give it a little bit of break. And once it's in here, that kind of forces you. So this is super, super inexpensive. The Legra is one I wanted to mention. The other one that I've been using, not so regularly because it has been summer, but I was right into this in the spring, and it's a nice, convenient, I don't know if you have birthdays coming up, but this is really quite popular with a lot of our ladies. This is the Light Therapy Visicure mask, and it's got different light spectrums. So depending on what you're trying to treat, whether it's acne or fine lines, this is on, I'm going to say 48% off today. So it's I think 43, 44 bucks. So take a look at this one today, if not just for yourself. And the Sonic massage gun, I have it out on loan. The Sonic massage gun has been a workhorse ever since I met Lifepro and started doing some videos and writing with them. A lot of my clients use the Sonic. It's got a really comfortable grip. For those of you who use it, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just a workhorse. If you're looking for a massage gun, not only is Lifepro amazing because of their lifetime warranty, and they actually care about their customers and offer some support, is they have some really good deals on. So if you've been looking at a massage gun, I reckon the Sonic is on there. There's a number of other products on there as well. If you're looking for a bike, there's other massage tools. Take a look at that, up to 50% off depending on what you're looking for. So thank you for joining me today. Even if you got 1 or 2 little snippets, the whole theme today was, you want to get smoking hot for the summer, where you're outside being more active already. And sometimes if you got to come in and do 10, 15 minutes and listen to me, it just looks like work. This shouldn't be work. This should be fun. You can still keep those benefits going. If you do have real hard goals that you're trying to keep with, just make your positions harder, fatigue faster, and get outside and enjoy the campfire or dig in the garden, whatever your season is throwing your way. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thursday, Lauren has mentioned there's a new product. We haven't had a product launch in a while. There's a Powerful X launch, and there's 3 back-to-back launches. I think Amber's first, then Roseanne, then myself at 2 p.m. And I'm going to be a crazy woman. My son is graduating on Friday. So I'll probably have like big hair and makeup and all this crap on maybe by then. I'll surprise you either way. But I look forward to seeing you on Friday for the new product launch. The product launches are always exciting. And I thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic week and it brings you good fortune, good health, and you guys just stay healthy out there. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great Monday.